Yo, I appreciate y'all now. And make sure y'all tap on that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you like the information that you heard today or going to hear today. You understand? And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you can get all the videos that's uploaded to this channel. Y'all have a good one. Thanks. All right, what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody all right. Hope everybody cool as I am. You know what I mean? We better get started. Y'all already know what time it is, and we are definitely about to get started. So, you ready to get started with me? We can do this. We're gonna be dealing with African American, as you can see. We're gonna be dealing with African American. What is it? All right. So, an African American is considered to be a Black American. First of all, African Americans are Black Americans, as we can see. Give me a little time to do what I'm doing. All right, so now we're going to go into the word African. Let's see what that is right quick. What's the word African? By definition, African is what? Relating to Africa or its people, customs, or languages. Okay? Relating to Africa or its people, right? Just relating. You don't have to be related, just relating concerning customs and languages or whatever. So a person that's Pan-African, they can consider themselves an African because they are Pan-African. You get it? That's in the adjective sense. Now, we get down to the noun. African is a person from Africa, a person of Black African descent. Huh? Now they calling, if you calling yourself personally an African, or if we're being called that, that means that we are people from Africa, a person of Black African descent. So, just the mere fact that an adjective is being given, like Black African, that means there must be a white African, a Chinese African, or a different type of Africans. At least another kind, because that's why they gave the adjective Black. Okay, what is see what Black is right quick. All right. Now in this sense right here, we're talking about Black people. It says of any human group having dark colored skin, especially of African or Australian Aboriginal ancestry. So how come when the word Black is mentioned, it's only related to Africans and not Australians on the day-to-day conversation dealing with Black people? Australia, I would assume, is a lot closer than Africa. Australia is definitely a place that was colonized as well, but that's another topic. My point was to show they're still relating it to African, right? Okay, let's go to African with the African already. The Black American. Okay, yeah, I want to go back to African. I want to go back down to African and check out the origin, right? It say from Latin, Africanus, from Africa, terra, land. Okay, so of the Afri, an ancient people of North Africa. So letting you know it's an ancient people from North Africa. Okay. So let's check out Africana. What is that? An Africana is an Afrikaans speaking person in South Africa, especially one descended from the Dutch and the Huguenots, settlers of the 17th century, which is the 1600s. Now, the origin of Africana, Afrikaans, Afrikaans, from South African Dutch, Afrikaner, from Dutch, Afrikaan, and African, plus the personal suffix der, on the pattern of Highlander, Dutchman. Okay. Okay, South African Dutch. You gotta get all that. Now, what's a Dutchman? A native or inhabitant of the Netherlands. A native or inhabitant of the Netherlands, or a person of Dutch descent. A Dutch ship. A wedge or piece used to conceal a flaw in construction. Archaic meaning a German. A German. Okay. What's a German? So a German, in its archaic sense, is like Germain, of a sibling having the same parents. So your brother, your sister is considered a German. Okay. It's a Middle English from Old French, Germain, from Latin, Germanus, genuine, of the same parents. Now German, in the noun sense of the land or whatever, or people. A native or inhabitant of Germany, or a person of German descent. A West Germanic language used in Germany, Austria, and parts of Switzerland, and by communities in the U.S. and elsewhere. A complex dance in which one couple leads the other couples through a variety of figures, and there is a continual change in partners. I remember that dance. Relating to Germany, its people, or their language. From Latin, Germanus, used to designate related peoples of Central and Northern Europe. A name perhaps given by Celts to their neighbors, compared with Old Irish, Gair, neighbor. So the people that were designated in Central and Northern Europe. Now let's go to the ancient people of North Africa. Remember where they said that? Ancient people of North Africa. Okay. These are the ancient people of North Africa. Okay. The indigenous peoples of North Africa are Amazigh or Amazigh, often known as Berbers. They differ from other populations of North Africa by their culture and their language. Tamazight, which has its own ancient alphabet, Tifinagh. Okay, got their own alphabets, and they're different from the others in their region, right? They say they differ from other populations of North Africa by their culture and their language. Okay, Amazigh, Berber, self-name. I'm reading right here from right here. Of course, y'all can go through whatever. Berber, self-name, Amazigh, plural, Amazigh. So the Amazigh is plural for Amazigh. Any of the descendants of the pre-Arab inhabitants of North Africa. Okay, the Berbers live in scattered communities, etc. What they remind you of being scattered out, and pre-Arab inhabitants. So before the Arabs, the people that we see they call Arabs right now today, they was not there first. Okay. So now let's keep going. Amazigh, okay. Let's see. Uh, I forget why. Okay, let's see. I was reading about certain things, talking about the feds and all that. Let's see what the title of this is real quick so y'all can see. Because I pointed out the proclamation of the unity of God of Amazigh. Okay? So, this is Amazigh history, customary law, and guide. All right? So that's what I was looking to. From DKAK.com, DEKKAK.com/Amazigh history dash law. All right? Okay, boom. So y'all see all that. So pay attention to these signs and symbols because this is a language. Okay? It's a language. All right. The proclamation, right, of the unity of God of Amazigh. Look what it say. Proclamation of the absolute unity of God by the Prophet Muhammad, 610, in the pagan-dominated town of Mecca, the early Surahs. Okay? So the Quran and Conquest, University of California Press. Just running through this, y'all can go into the deep stuff all y'all want, right? Pagan-dominated town of Mecca. That's what they said, right? It said Arabian cities. Mecca's most important pagan deity was who? Hubo, whose idol had been placed there by the ruling Quraysh tribe and remained until the 7th century. The city of Mecca. Okay. Hubal. That's Hubal. Pictures of that. Crescent moon and all that stuff. That's where they get it from. From Hubal. Right. Let's go back and see what was right here. See, all that moon god stuff, all that stuff. Y'all see it? Hubal. Hubal was a god worshipped in pre-Islamic Arabia, notably Quraysh, at the Kaaba in Mecca. At the Kaaba in Mecca. That's where it was worshipped at. The god's idol was a human figure believed to control acts of divination, which was performed by tossing arrows before the statue. The direction in which the arrows pointed answered questions asked of the idol. The major code center, Mecca. Symbol, gold-handed figure arrows. Consort, Mena. Okay. Kaaba in Mecca. There we go. The Kaaba, meaning cube in Arabic, is a square building elegantly draped in a silk and cotton veil located in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. It is the holiest shrine in Islam. Upon arriving in Mecca, pilgrims gathered in the courtyard of Masjid al-Haram around the Kaaba, around that statue there, it said. Okay. Well, I don't know why I got to the Afro-Asiatic family, but here we go. The family spread itself over the northern third of Africa and into Western Asia, also known as the Near East. All right, and 75 million people. Hopefully we'll see why I pulled it up. Okay, Near East. That's the Near East. Y'all see what the Near East is? That's Libya, Israel, Egypt, Sudan, all that stuff. That's the Near East. Afro-Asiatic family, right? The languages. Afro-Asiatic, also known as Afrasian or Hamito-Semitic, Semito-Hamitic, or Eritrean, is a large language family of about 300 languages. Okay. Afrasian. Afrasian is a large family of related languages spoken both in Asia and in Africa. That's why they call it Afrasian language. Afro-Asiatic. Okay, boom. So y'all see why they call it that. Because these are languages that are spoken in Asia and Africa. Northern Africa, of course. All right. Okay, and we already went through that, right? But let's see. Berber, self-named Amazigh, plural, Amazigh, are the descendants of the pre-Arab inhabitants of North Africa. The two largest populations of Berbers are found in Algeria and Morocco, where large portions of the population are descended from Berbers, but only some of them identify as Amazigh. Okay? You see the symbol of their flag. All right, that's the Tanifa, the language. So this symbol right here is the symbol you see on their flag. Okay? And so you say the Tanifa, also written Tanifi in the Berber Latin alphabet. Okay? It's the Berber Latin alphabet. All right, so y'all see all that. Got 33 letters, ironically. Okay, so look more into that. Now, where I get Punic from? Okay, I want y'all to show y'all something about Punic, because I want y'all to understand, so we won't get lost what's going on here. All right, so the word tenify is thought by some scholars to be a Berberized, feminine plural, cognac of Punic. Okay? Punic. Is it Semitic peoples in the Western, Phoenicians, right? It say the Punic people, or Western Phoenicians, right, were a group of Semitic peoples in the Western Mediterranean who trace their origins to the Phoenicians of the coast of Western Asia. From where? Western Asia. In modern scholarship, the term Punic, the Latin equivalent of the Greek-derived term Phoenician, right, so on and so forth, of course, that's going to get deep. All right? Phoenicians were the people that was navigating the seas 3,000 years before everybody else. Okay? Now, you had the Punic Wars. The Punic Wars were a series of wars taking place between 264 and 146 BC that was fought between the Roman Republic and ancient Carthage. Okay? The result, Roman victory, destruction of Carthage. Okay? Ancient Carthage. All right? Let's do this. Ancient Carthage. Carthage was a city in modern Tunisia, and also the name given to the city-state and empire eventually gained. The settlement was founded by who? The Phoenicians in the 9th century BC. And the city-state was destroyed by the Romans in 146 BC, though they later rebuilt the city lavishly. what it did, later rebuilt it. How? Lavishly. Okay? At its height in the 4th century BC, the city-state was one of the largest metropolises in the world. In the century of Carthaginian Empire, a major power in the ancient world that dominated the Western Mediterranean. All right? Carthage was settled around 814 BC by colonists from Tyre, a leading Phoenician city-state located in present-day Lebanon. Okay, and so on and so forth. Right? We say following the Phoenicians' conquest by the Neo-Assyrian Empire. All right, so it's Assyrians now. Like we're talking about the Phoenicians. Okay. They say Carthage became independent, gradually expanding its economic and political hegemony across the Western Mediterranean. By 300 BC, through its vast patchwork of colonies, vassals, and satellite states, okay, Carthage controlled the largest territory in the region, including the coast of northwest Africa, southern Iberia, Spain, Portugal, and Gibraltar, and the islands of Sicily, Sardinia, Corsica, Malta, and the Balearic Archipelago. All right, so on and so forth. It said among the ancient world's largest and richest cities, Carthage's strategic location provided access to abundant fertile land and major maritime trade routes. Its extensive mercantile network reached as far as West Asia, West Africa, and Northern Europe, providing an array of commodities from all over the ancient world. In addition to lucrative exports and agricultural products and manufactured goods, right? So this commercial empire was secured by one of the largest and most powerful navies in the ancient Mediterranean. Okay? So y'all already see. So when you get on to the Gauls and the Italians and the Greeks and the Nubians, okay, all the Celtics. Okay, y'all see what's going on right here. They're the common language, Punic, Phoenician, Berber, ancient Greek. You see their symbols. It's a supposed military standard, topped by crescent moon and sun disk. Disk, okay? You know, the sun was a disk. First of all, it's a symbol of the goddess Tanit, the culture or state insignia. All right? So this is representing Tanit. Probably already got to pull it up right here. Yeah, let's go, yeah. Tanit. Tanit was a Punic goddess. She was the chief deity of Carthage, along her consort, who? Baal Haman. Tanit is also called Tinit. The name appeared to have originated in Carthage, modern-day Tunisia. Though it does not appear in local Theophorus names, right? Even though it does not appear in Theophoric names, right? She was equivalent to the war goddess Astarte, and later worshipped in Roman Carthage in her Romanized form as Dea Carlitis, Juno Carlitis, or simply Carlitis. In modern-day Tunisian or Arabic, it is customary to invoke Omek Tanu or Omek Tagu, Mother Tanu or Mother Tagu, depending on the region, in years of drought to bring rain. Similarly, Algerian, Tunisian, and many other spoken forms of Arabic refer to Bali, forming, to refer to non-irrigated agriculture. Such usage is attested in Hebrew, a Canaanite language, sister to Phoenician. What? Canaanite language is sisters to the Phoenicians. Already in the 2nd century, CE Mishnah. Okay, so on and so forth. So, as y'all can see, they worship her in North Africa. It said Tanit was worshipped in Punic context in Western Mediterranean, in Sicily, Malta, North Africa, Gades, and many other places in Hellenistic times. All right, in Hellenistic times. Tanit's worship might have originated in religion, in relation to the Phoenician deity Astarte, Ishtar, whose own worship is first dated in the Phoenician sites of Sidon and Tyre. Her shrine, excavated at Sarepta in southern Phoenicia, revealed an inscription that has been speculated to identify her for the first time in her homeland and related her security to the Phoenician goddess Astarte Ishtar. Okay, so as y'all can see, the Phoenicians worshipped who? Ashtar. Okay, this is Ishtar. And that's what they worshipped. Right? She was also celebrated in Egypt, especially during the reign of the Ramessides. Okay, following the importation of foreign coats there, Phoenicians introduced her coat in their colonies on the Iberian Peninsula. Okay. Just so y'all know, these are gods that's in the Bible they're talking about. And we're talking about the Syrians and all that stuff. So trying to give you guys a real life connection. Let y'all know what false gods that they was following, that they was told not to follow, the Hebrew Israelites was told not to follow. Right? Everybody familiar with the Queen of Heaven. You see what I'm saying? Got Ishtar, got the Queen of Heaven. All right. As y'all can see, that's gonna get very, very deep. But I don't have time to go all into it with y'all. Maybe I'll pick it up on a later note. But as y'all can see, we talking about the Hebrew Bible, the Syrians, all that type of stuff, Babylonians, sexual rights. Sexual rights. Aphrodite. Okay, so y'all see, this thing about to get deep. Then with Enki, all them motherfuckers, Gilgamesh, Bull of Heaven, huh? Okay, so yeah, let's see what the sexual rights is right quick. Sexual rights fall into two categories: culture created and natural behavior. The human animal having developed sex rituals from evolutionary instincts for reproduction, which are then integrated into society and elaborated to include aspects such as marriage rites, dances, etc. Sometimes sexual rituals are highly formalized and or part of religious activity, as in the cases of Heroes Gamos, the Hero Duel, and the Ordo Temple Orientis. Okay? That's sexual rites. It's a rites of passage. Part of the rites of passage of growing up are what have been termed rites of separation from the asexual world. Followed by rites of incorporation into the world of sexuality. These may be formal or semi-formal. For some students, going to college is partly a sexual ritual, like the ceremonial dances of the whooping crane. All right, so on and so forth. All right, don't get too deep into that. The Order of Temporalis. All right, I saw that before. People heard this before, and they're dealing with sexual rights. Say Order of the Temple of the East or Order of the Oriental Templars is an occult initiatory organization founded by the beginning of the 20th century, okay, and dealing with Alex Crowley and all them, the OTO, okay. So as y'all can see, they come from the sexual rights deal and all these rights, and like I said, it's a cult. All right. Get out of that. Let's see what else I have up here for y'all, so I can get on up out of here. All right, Baal Hammer, okay. Baal Hammer, probably Baal Hammer, Phoenician, okay. Punic, meaning Lord Hammer, is the chief god of Carthage. He was the weather god, considered responsible for fertility of vegetation and esteemed as kings of the gods. He was depicted as a bearded old man with curling ram's horns. All right. Y'all see that? It say etymology. He is clearly identified as one of the Phoenician deities covered under the name of Baal. Remember that in the Bible, clear as day. However, the meaning of his second name is unclear. Okay. It said others have proposed Hammon as a syncretic association with Libyan Egyptian god Amun. So same thing as Amun. Okay. Amun Ra. Amun. Amun. I mean, not Amun. Amun. All right. Code and attributes. The worship of Baal Hammon flourished in the Phoenician colony, right, of Carthage. All right. Then with child sacrifice and all that, you say he was seemingly propitiated with child sacrifice, likely in times of strife or crisis, or only by elites, perhaps for the good of the whole community. This practice was recorded by Greeks and Romans, but dismissed as propaganda by modern scholars. Okay. So dealing with the Dagon, right? And all that, boom. The Dagon said thought him to be the moon god. Edward Lipinski identifies with Dogon, whoever that is, right? That ain't a real fact. It said then we talking about it's a Interpretio Gracia identified him with the Titan Kronos. Okay, we're talking about Kronos, we're talking about Saturn, dealing with Saturnalia, right? The festival of Saturnalia. Okay. It said Baal was a place mentioned in the Song of Solomon. It was the location of a productive vineyard owned by who? Solomon. Okay. Who let out the vineyard to tenants, each of whom was to bring him 1,000 silver shekels. The locale has been supposed to be identical with Baal God. Wow. And also with Haman in the tribe of Asher. Okay. Y'all see that? Let's keep going. All right. So, Roman province, right? African Roman province. Just so y'all know. African Province was a Roman province on the northern African coast that was established in 146 BC following the defeat of Carthage. Remember that? In the Third Punic War. So the Romans, they beat them, right, which we already know, and became Africa in that section. Rome, that part of Africa became Rome. I said the territory was originally inhabited by who? The Berber people, which we already know. Who was the Berber people considered to be? Berbers of Amazon, right, are an ethnic group indigenous to North Africa, specifically Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya, and to a lesser extent Mauritania. Now, understanding Morocco was birthed out of Mauritania. The Berbers originated from Mauritania, right? Say northern Mali and northern Nigeria. Smaller Berber populations are also found in Burkina Faso and Egypt. Siwa Oasis. All right, historically, but okay. All right, we already know the story about all that. So, yeah. So they say, how many Berbers are in North Africa? Just so we know. They say most of the, in North America, they say most of North Africans in the United States are Muslims, Jews, and Catholics. It's Linos. Although there is also a minority of people with the Berber culture that, according to the census of 2000, they were 1,327 people in the United States, as well as also Jewish minorities originating mainly from Morocco. Okay, so just let you know we got white Africans, white South Africans, which are Afrikaans. Okay, too. All right, so when you mention black, you already know. Okay, Central Europe. Okay, I see Central Europe. Is that Central Europe is an area of the Europe between Western Europe and Eastern Europe, right? Based on the common historical, social, and cultural identity. The 30 Years' War between Catholicism and Protestantism was a significant shaping process in the history of Central Europe, okay? So, the war between what? Catholicism and Protestantism. Protestantism. How do you say the shit? Y'all see it? Yeah. But yeah, it was a war between them. 30 Years' War. All right. So now, let's get to the 30-year war right quick. I want y'all to see when that started, how long it was going, what was going on during the time, and I got to get up out of here. Pick it up on another time, part 2 or something. It said the 30 Years' War was a conflict fought largely within the Holy Roman Empire. within what? The Holy Roman Empire. From when? From 1618 to 1648. That's when they were saying that a whole bunch of people was coming over here to the United States, right? It was considered one of the most destructive wars in European history. Estimated total death caused by conflict ranged from 4.5 to 8 million people, while some areas of Germany experienced population declines of 50%. They experienced population decline of 50%. They started doing all those, anyway. It said related conflicts include the 80 Years' War, the War of Martuan Secession, the Franco-Spanish War, the Portuguese Restoration War. So they're just war, man. There's a whole bunch of wars going on over there. All right. So y'all see all that. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, for the most part, I appreciate y'all checking me out.